All right, if you are not on Huddle, you need to get on Huddle. I sent all of you links that I believe to your school emails, so that, or if not, I sent you the link of how to get onto it. So you need to sign in, and then a coach will let you in, and then you can see all of your videos that I post. I want to show you kind of how this works. So when you get into Huddle, you're going to go to Home, and I store everything in the boys track because it's just easier for me to keep track of it. There's two of them. I keep everything in the boys track. Once you get into that, you go to video library. In the library, you will notice that over here is the different meets that we're at. So we're just at Traverse City, and I do my throwers and folders together just to make life a little easier. If I click on it, once I have your name in here, then you'll see your name in one of these spots, and these are your video clips. So all these blank ones are the clips of people that I don't have in Huddle yet because you haven't signed up yet. So you gotta get signed in so that I can help you. Then you can actually go and watch your stuff forward and backwards. So let's start. So here's our first one. All right. So, as you watch stuff, I don't go through and do this every time, but I wanted you to have kind of ideas of things to look for. So, not bad. I feel like we're going to have a really nice plant right now. I like how our hand is up here. We're coming into this is probably our 2. Then our right foot is on the ground. And then as we come into 1, so right here is my 1. Now notice, remember we talk about my foot being under my hip. See how you kind of reach for this step? So your foot's here, it needs to be under your hip. So if we go back a frame or two, you'll notice that you're kind of how long that stride is. So look how you go from your left foot to your right foot. We got to slam it down under our hip. So notice the tip is in the back of the box. At this point, I should see that knee should be right here. All right, so notice how we are late. All right, the tip's already in the back of the box, and that knee should be driving up here aggressively. That's how we get off the ground aggressively. This hand should be straight above our head. All right, and we should be reaching. You can see how you kind of curled on that arm. And then this arm should be straighter. All right, we want to create separation between the pole and our body at takeoff. Notice how these are all kind of bent. We want to drive that hand straight up. So it's straight up, and then this hand should be pushing that pole, away a little more. The biggest thing, though, when that tip hits the back of the box, that knee's got to be up already. So now we leave the ground. We're a little late on stuff. All right, so knee is up. Good. It's late. We got to be there quicker. And remember, I want to push off the ground hard with my left, so that left leg should be nice and straight. We're coming through. All right. Yeah, not a bad swing. Okay, so the biggest thing that we need to do is get some mat time on you and do this. We just need you to start holding higher on the pole, like up here, which you can do, and that's going to allow you to clear. All right, and then we'll work on swings and stuff later, but that's not bad. The biggest thing, though, we got to get that knee off the ground better than we did. So before that tip hit, that knee's got to be up aggressively. All right, who's our next person? All right, so Ashley's coming down the runway. Looks like we're going to set up this plant pretty good. We're coming in. So my right foot, and then here's our left. All right, now notice, not bad. All right, so that's not too bad. So once again, notice that we're kind of under. All right, so if we go into our last stride, if you notice, we're taking some big steps, our last couple. So when I go from my left to my right, see how big steps we take? And because of these big steps, look what happens. There's my takeoff. Here's my hand. When I take off, if I drop a line straight down from my top hand, all right, our toe should be behind it. And see how everything is in front of that? So our left toe should be back here behind this. And it doesn't seem like a lot, but it is a lot. All right, also on takeoff, we need to make sure that these arms are straight up and down, and this arm is straight. And we can't because we're under, so we kind of get sucked into the pole. Remember dorsiflex, toe up, knee up. So knee is up. and toe can be more aggressive. So as that knee is coming up, we need to make sure we bring that toe up a little more aggressive. That's going to help us pop off the ground better. So we're coming through the air. So remember, when I get to this position here, I want to push, drive hard off the ground with that left. And then this left leg should stay nice and long. All right, we want that left leg to be long back here. So that's going to create up a nice whipping action later on. Nice job with the long arm here. We swing, knees keep moving up. This is really a nice jump. All right. One of the biggest things that we need to do is get more time on the runway so we can hold higher on the pole. And then we're going to clear this, with relative ease. And this was a really nice jump, I thought. Considering our takeoff wasn't that great, but once you got in the air, you did a really nice job moving your hips through the air. All right. But we got to take off from back here. Okay, we can't reach for that last step, and that's going to help us jump up better. But that leg being longer, it's not bad. All right, not bad at all. All right, next. All right, we already talked about you, so let's go to the next person. All right, so here comes Mary Claire. So we're coming down the runway. Let's see where we get to. So here's our plant. Now, remember, if you watch the other videos, notice where our top hand is. Okay, see how we kind of get sucked into the pole right here? So if I come back, right about there, the tip is in the back of the box. Look where this foot is. All right, same thing. We got to make sure that knee should be up already. Those last two steps have to be shorter and quicker so that knee is up before that tip hits the back of the box. Also at this point, since the tip's in the back of the box, this top hand should be nice and straight and long so we can make this pole higher. All right, we want to have a really high takeoff. We want to really drive that hand up as high as we possibly can. And then this arm needs to be extended. We want to be pushing the pole away from us. So now we leave the ground. All right, remember dorsiflex. So as the knee goes up, we want to be aggressive and pull that toe up with us also. Notice how we get sucked in that pole right away because we didn't get that push. We didn't get that push that pole away in the beginning. So back here, we got to be pushing that left arm to set up a better, like when we do our box plants. So then we get sucked into the pole, and then we've got some interesting things going on here. Let's see if we can get a different one. All right, so there's Maddie. All right, so I guess that's the only one I got on Mary Claire. So Maddie coming on in. So our takeoff right here, you can see it's in the box. That pole's starting to bend already. Look where your knee is. All right, and if we go back a couple frames, whoops, wrong direction. All right, we got some big strides. Holy smokes, look at that stride. Okay, so our last steps have to be shorter, and we're not reaching for that last one. So here is our takeoff. Look where our hand is. So our hand is here. If we drop that line straight down, you should see your toe, your left toe should be back here right now. All right, so we're under and a late knee, so we're not going to get a great jump off the ground from here. See how you kind of get sucked into the pole from here? So now we go forward. Nice, easy height so you can kind of save it. Let's take a look at something a little bit higher. All right, once again, I can see we're going to be under. I can see my top hand. Look where that front foot is already. Actually, not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Let's see where the tip is in the box. So right there, I believe the tip is in the back of the box. That knee's got to be up already. See how that toe's down? As that knee comes up, the toe's got to come up. All right, also, if I drop that line once again, notice how you're sucked into the pole, because if I drop that line, once again, straight down, notice how you're in front of it. That toe should be behind it. Then we can extend that left arm. We can extend that right arm higher and get a better takeoff position. So the knee should be up already, the toe should be up already, and those hands should be full extend like we're doing box plants. So then we leave the ground. All right, knees coming up, left leg gets a little collapsed. And right now, one of the big things is look where your handhold is compared to where the bar is. So we need to get you on that next pole so that we can start holding higher, because you're jumping pretty close to your handhold right now, which is tough to do. All right, especially this early on. All right, let's see who we got. Let's find Mason. All right, I think these are the Mason ones. So let's go down to about here or so. See what jump this is. No, I want the other side. No, other side. All right, so Mason's coming on down the runway. All right, so right here, the tip is in the back of the box. Let's see if I can move this stuff out of the way. No, I can't. Undo. There we go. So the tip's in the back of the box. That knee and toe, remember dorsiflex, that toe should be coming up hard to the knee, and the knee needs to be higher already. I think we're about a half a split second off. Also, we talk about that takeoff step. So if I drop that line straight down, okay, we should be behind that right now. And look how your body is kind of all in front of it, so you get sucked up into the pole. All right, we want this right arm straight up and down and that left arm straighter. That's going to give us a little resistance. If we can create resistance, distance from the pole to your body, we get a lot better takeoff. All right, so we got to do a better job with our knee, a little bit quicker. Let's see what happens when we leave the ground. See how you get sucked in the pole? So it's hard to do anything when you're sucked in like this because you're so close to it. You get a little swing. Now, here's the thing that we need to keep fixing with Mason. If you watch this in slow motion, you'll see this. Right here, that top arm bends. And notice where the pole is, how it hasn't gotten completely to vertical yet. Notice, see how it stops moving? All right, and you had to try to like save it by kind of inching your way over it. Keep that top arm long so you swing right over. Let's get to some higher height, see what happens. Oh, Mason, I don't know what that is. Just being athletic. All right, so here, let's see here. So back to this. Go back. Go back. There we go. So here's my takeoff. Notice where our hand is. We're under on our step. Once again, if I take that top hand, I drop a line straight down to the ground. All right, your body should be back here. All right, that left toe should be back here behind it, because see how you get sucked into the pole. So we're not going to be able to do anything because we're already into the pole. We should have this top arm long and this bottom arm should be long, which puts our body back here. Then we can do something with it. Okay, knee looks a little better. Let's see if our knee's a little getting up quicker or not. Come on back. So the pole right there is in the back of the box. And notice how we're just a split second off, but it's huge. Right there, it might be in the back. All right. And then the knee comes up. So we got to have toe up, knee up. We leave the ground. See how you get sucked in the pole because we are so under on our steps. We got to fix that. And then you almost make it over 9.6 with an ugly, ugly jump. And sometimes you make heights ugly. All right, but if we don't get sucked in the pole, I think you're over 9.6 actually rather easily. Look at the major thing, though, right there. You start pulling that arm, watch the pole. It's going to stop bringing you closer. If you'll keep that arm long, see how far the pole is away? Because you pulled it. You got to keep it long so we swing over the top of it. All right, so hopefully that helps. If you have not gone to, I sent you that link on the huddle. You need to do that so that you can watch these videos at your leisure of all of your jumps. And I can also put your names in there so you don't have to go through all the other clips and see stuff. Hopefully that helps, and we'll talk to you guys soon.